Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today, New Horizon Aircraft Ltd filed its 8K, and I am seeing a crucial update on their earnings. Quick note, this is not financial advice, just my take on public filings for educational purposes. The company announced its fiscal year results and discussed future plans. And there is a key piece of information about their warrant structure that investors need to pay attention to. So, what exactly is an 8K? Think of it as a company's way of telling the public about major events that shareholders should know about right away. It is not a regular report that they file every few months. This happens when something specific and important occurs. In this case, New Horizon Aircraft Ltd is reporting on events that happened on the 16th of July 2026. This is the date when they released their results and held their earnings call. The report itself summarizes what was discussed and provides context. The company's main stock is called Class A ordinary shares. These are like regular shares of ownership in a company. The no par value part basically means that for accounting purposes, these shares don't have an assigned minimum value. Now this is where things get interesting for some investors. Alongside their regular stock, New Horizon Aircraft Ltd also has warrants. Think of warrants as options to buy shares in the future at a set price. In this case, you can buy one Class A ordinary share for $11.5. This is important because the current trading price of these warrants, HOVRW, is significantly lower than that exercise price. At less than $1. This suggests that these warrants are currently out of the money, meaning it costs more to exercise them than the shares are currently worth on the open market. Historically, when warrants are this far out of the money, they often expire worthless, which means the holders of these warrants could lose their entire investment. This is a common pattern we see with companies that have had their stock price fall considerably. This section is the core of the filing. It tells us that on the 16th of July 2026, New Horizon Aircraft Ltd, which they refer to as the company, put out a press release. This release talked about their financial and operating results for their fiscal year that ended on May 31, 2026. They also had an earnings call that same day to discuss these results and give an update on the business. The press release itself is attached to this report as an exhibit. This is standard procedure to ensure that investors have access to the same information that the company is sharing. While the filing itself does not contain the financial tables directly, it refers to Exhibit 99.1, the press release, which would contain those details. However, based on the context of an 8K focused on results of operations, we can infer the company is communicating recent financial performance. Typically, these announcements cover revenue, profit, or loss, and other key performance indicators. The fact that they are discussing fiscal year results ending May 31, 2026 on the 16th of July, 2026 indicates a typical reporting cycle. The existence of warrants with a strike price of $11.5 while the stock and warrants trade significantly lower is a major point of concern. Historically, companies with warrants trading far below their exercise price often face significant dilution or expire worthless. For example, we saw with other struggling companies that when their stock price hovers around $1 or $2 and warrants are exercisable at 10 times that, those warrants usually end up being worthless. This can mean a complete loss of capital for those holding the warrants. This exhibit is the press release itself. It is the actual document where New Horizon Aircraft Ltd detailed its financial and operational performance for the fiscal year. This is where you would find the specific numbers like revenue, net income or loss, and any significant operational achievements or challenges. Many investors will directly read this press release to get the most immediate and detailed information. This section confirms who is officially signing off on this report, making it legally valid. It is signed by E. Brandon Robinson, who is identified as the Chief Executive Officer of New Horizon Aircraft Ltd. This shows that the company's leadership is formally attesting to the accuracy of the information provided in the filing. So, to wrap things up, this 8K filing from New Horizon Aircraft Ltd is primarily an announcement of their latest financial results and an update on their business. The most glaring and potentially concerning detail for investors relates to their outstanding warrants. With an exercise price of $11.5 and the current market prices for both the stock and warrants being drastically lower, a significant portion of these warrants may not be exercised and could expire worthless. This is a common scenario for companies that have experienced a substantial decline in their stock value. It brings up questions about the company's ability to regain investor confidence and the potential long-term value of these outstanding warrants. For warrant holders, the situation looks precarious, and historical precedents suggest a high probability of these warrants expiring without value. Oh, and the research tools I actually use are linked in the description. They help keep this channel going. That is my take. Stay decoded, like, comment and subscribe for more deep dives. Join our Discord in the description.